Hey y'all, it's Kirk. So Ask Dr. Kirk hunting episode. So today I have a question from Jackson from Athens, Georgia. Go Dogs. Heck yeah, Jackson. He writes, Ask Dr. Kirk, you jinxed me! Exclamation point. Never had a mechanical broadhead failure until you talked about it. A failure to deploy cost me the biggest archery buck of my life, and on the last day of the season too. So I have a long time to hurt. Man, never again! Exclamation point. What fixed blades are you running, and where do I start? Okay, Jackson, man, been there, brother. I'm so sorry that last day kind of thing where you don't end up successful. Just let me tell you, the only way, and you're just gonna hurt. The only way that is going to fix you even the slightest bit is, of course, being successful next season. But in the meantime, Lord bless whatever hog or in a couple of months, whatever turkey comes out, because you're going to give it to them because you are just still in that healing process. And it helps a little bit. So I highly encourage you to get out there and fix it in some kind of way, fix your soul. So anyway, I also want to say to you, Jackson, hey man, don't give up totally on mechanicals. I mean, one failure is just one failure. So I'm not poo-pooing the whole thing and saying, hey, just go fix blades. Like we talked about before, we go through phases and we go through things and you want to try them. So yeah, let's run some fixed blades next time and everything. But I don't want you to think just on one failure. I know it hurts, man, but don't give up on mechanicals. There's still great stuff out there. I'm not running any mechanicals right now, but I'm not saying I won't. So don't ever rule it out. But I'll tell you what I do. Now, again, like I say with everything, this is simple man hunting stuff. I'm no expert by any means. I'm about as novice as it gets. And I'm an amateur archery compound bow hunter. And I'll tell you what I'm running and stuff that I've had success with. Again, everybody listen. I ain't right. I ain't wrong. I'm just Kirk. So I'll tell you, since you asked Dr. Kirk, Dr. Kirk's going to answer. All right. So first off, I do not work for or have any kind of sponsorship with what I'm about to tell you. But man, it'd be cool if I did. But I'm running a Magnus, and I love Magnus. I love Magnus fixed blades simply because, number one, nice American-made company, and they are awesome, and they have some of the best customer service that I've ever seen when I have any kind of issues, although I haven't had very many issues. And number two, they do make these in a disposable kind of way. So yeah, you can just keep buying packs and stuff if you're Mr. Rich Man. I'd love to see your financial planning if you're just buying new broadheads all the time, to be honest with you. But they have not the most high grade steel or metal in the business. No, so there's some really good stuff out there. But Magnus has an affordable line that has decent enough metal for you can resharpen these and reuse them several times. So I rarely have had to throw one out unless I just really binged it up and bent it all up. But I mean, you can resharpen these things. So the first thing I'll show you is hopefully you can see these things. So is the Magnus Stinger Buzz Cut. So the Magnus Stinger Buzz Cut. And what that means by that, they make regular Magnus Stingers. They just have the smooth blades, but the Buzz Cut version has these interruptions, not serrations, and they're actually very specific about saying that, but these are interruptions. And this is the regular Magnus Stinger Buzz Cut. You can also run it with the bleeder blades. So you see this gives the same kind of configuration, but has the little bleeder blades just to help open up further channels of blood, because that's what we're aiming for, right? We're trying to hit that soft tissue, and we're trying to make these big old channels of blood and make a lethal shot so that we can recover our stuff. So I love this. If I was going to go with anything right here, the Magnus Stinger Buzz Cut with the bleeder blades, woo, this thing right here is one of your best friends. It's going to do some pretty good damage. I do also use some single bevel stuff. The single bevel stuff I've only shot a few deer with success. But I told you before, I built some hog arrows. that I plan to send through the little tanks that God created called feral hogs. And these things, sadly, I've only, since I built them, only have harvested deer with them. So I haven't had that great opportunity, although some's coming up, for me to harvest a feral hog with. But Magnus also makes a single bevel. This is actually pretty new. So their single bevel version, and you can see on there, there's the Sharpie marker on their blades. See that? That shows you that I've been sharpening them. I have a video on sharpening these things and how we do it later, but I put Sharpie marker on the edge of the blade when I start to sharpen them, and then so now I can see where I've worked and where I haven't. So instead of having to just slice through my arm trying to cut hair off like a lot of you guys do. Update your tetanus now, Dr. Kirk says, is a good time for me to plug that. But so this is the Magnus single bevel. This is a pretty nasty dude too. I went through a front shoulder of a whitetail with this, not on purpose, but was a quartering 2-shot like you guys know about. And these are designed to go through bone, and they are as advertised. So speaking of which, the next one up that I built for hog is the Gold Classic Bear Razor Heads. So some of you guys who know my love affection for Fred Bear, the father of hunting archery, you need to look up some old stuff about Fred Bear if you don't know. I did a book report on him in 5th grade from a book out of the library at Edmund Burke Academy in Waynesboro, Georgia, bird dog capital of the world. And ever since, I've been fascinated with Fred Bear. I just had that fascination growing up watching, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom and some of that stuff. So Fred Bear is awesome. But the Bear Razorhead has been around for a long, long time. This is the latest version. Again, you see the little Sharpie marks from where I've been sharpening. But this thing is a single bevel. This thing is actually designed for bear and for elk. So some of you elk hunters know, I haven't had the opportunity to hunt elk, but man, if somebody wants to take me, that'd be awesome. Elk are coming to your calls. So elk hunters have to be not afraid of quartering 2-shots and brisket shots. So you need to have something that's going to penetrate. So single bevel stuff is kind of their thing. Now I did these for hogs, of course, but these are really more designed, I guess, for bear and elk and big old stuff. But this thing's nasty, man. This thing's a big old shovel that I'm shooting, but it breaks bones. Now, the All-Star. If I was going to tell you the All-Star Jackson that I'd say to go is there is a product made by Magnus called a Black Hornet. A Black Hornet is their new little thing. Look at that thing. Oh, man. The Ranch Fairy, if you ever talk to or watching his videos, Troy Fowler calls this thing the foamer. And I did not believe it until I used it myself. So the foamer, the Black Hornet from Magnus, is a fixed blade that, I kid you not, I harvested my largest archery buck this season. Yay, it was awesome. Thanks to my buddy Bobby Sears. I love him so much. And I used one of these, and Troy Fowler is not kidding. The exit, I got a pass through on this big, large whitetail, and the exit wound, I have a photo that social media does not like me posting, but there was actually foamy, bubbly blood coming out of that exit wound. So this thing is real deal, nasty foamer. This thing right here has bad intentions. This thing will come over to your house at Christmas and punch your grandma at the supper table. It does not have any good intentions whatsoever. It wants the worst for you. This is the guy that your ex-girlfriend said not to worry about. I would not turn my back on this thing. It is evil. So anyway, is that a good glowing endorsement or what? So I do need to say blood trails is what we're after as archers. Blood trails are, of course, variable. So we cannot, if anybody gets on videos and makes some guarantees about the how much it's gonna bleed and everything, they're just trying to sell you something. Because I've hit deer absolutely perfect by every measure you'd think and looking at it. And I'm following little tiny specks on leaves, tracking a deer, and all the blood's on the inside of them, and they just bled out on the inside like a horror show when you skinned them. But and then I've hit them, marginal, and I was like, oh boy, I got a long night ahead of me. And you get down from the tree and it's a dang murder scene. So who knows? I mean, you can't really judge it on that. Again, I'm going on just my simple philosophy now of I don't know how that blood trail is going to go. So I run fixed blade heavy stuff right now because my philosophy I'm going on now is if I'm going to have to track a deer, and I'm going to have to track blood, and I don't know how good that blood is going to be, then 2 holes in a deer is better than 1. So I am just simply aiming for pass-throughs. So anyway, I hope that helps you, Jackson. Remember, I'm not right, I'm not wrong. I'm just Kirk now. I'm just telling you this is what I ran this past season. I don't see myself changing, honestly, going into the next one. So, and I had some great success with all of these things. So, folks at Magnus, man, if you are watching this and you want to, I'm plugging your stuff for free. So, love y'all, mean it. All right, this is it. Ask Dr. Kirk Hunting Edition. Hope that helps some. Good, simple man hunting stuff. See y'all next time. Love y'all, mean it.